Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And a spoonful of member berries helps the retcon go down.
There you go.
So before we get into this video, we're going to talk about the latest episode of Doctor Who. It's episode 5. What is it? Fugitive of the Judoon. There are major spoilers in this video if you haven't seen it yet.
If you care.
If you care, you know, you might want to tune out now. For the rest of you, we're going to talk about probably one of the biggest upheavals in Doctor Who history, and I really think it's trolling. I think it's trolling.
It probably is.
I'm 100% convinced that's what they're doing. So before we get into the video, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're at 90,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 soon. Thank you for that.
Yep, thank you.
And yeah, you actually watched this one.
I did watch this one, most of it off and on, but I only watched it for one reason.
Yeah.
Because Jack Harkness was in it.
Oh my god, spoilers!
That's the only reason I watch it, because he is my favorite Doctor Who character of all time.
Yeah.
I just love him. He's the best.
I do know that. Yeah, Jack Harkness, who was sorely missed throughout Matt Smith's era and Peter Capaldi's era, phones in a cameo.
Yeah, it's like literally a cameo.
It's a cameo, and he doesn't even interact with the Doctor. But they're throwing the member berries at you really hard. We got Jack Harkness from the Tennant era. We've got the Judoon from the Tennant era. And the whole purpose of this, I believe, is to distractify you from what's actually going on here, which has been rumored for a while. In fact, I did a video on this a couple of months ago. I think some other YouTubers were talking about it. Nerdrotic was talking about it, that there were people working on Doctor Who that said they're going to retcon the origins of the Doctor. This is not the first time the Doctor has been a woman.
Yes, that's their new story.
That's the new story.
And they made sure the episode actually felt more like a regular Doctor Who episode. I think they did that, and they put Jack in there and everything to try to distract you from, you know, the other elements. Yeah,
the other element. We're just gonna, like I said, hey, if you're still listening, we warned you. We told you not to listen. So the big reveal,
besides Jack being there,
is that the fugitive is this woman named Ruth. Where's she at here? There we go. This woman named Ruth. Okay, so we're thinking, what's the big deal with Ruth? She's some alien, whatever. Oh, no. Ruth is actually, if I can get to, Ruth is the Doctor. She looks like,
she doesn't know who she is, and then she has to break glass to put Time Lord into herself.
She breaks the glass, and the Time Lord juice goes into her face, and she suddenly remembers she's the Doctor. But beyond that, she's not just the Doctor or a version of the Doctor, because it very easily could be like, oh, okay, well, she's a future version of the Doctor. They've already set the precedent. We've got a female Doctor, so the next logical step is a woman of color as the Doctor.
Black, overweight Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody who's overweight myself, I'm just saying, you know, what check boxes can we get? You know, so there you go.
But it turns out that, I'm trying to get to, like, these thumbnails are not accurate. It turns out she actually is a previous incarnation of the Doctor, probably an incarnation that predates the first Doctor.
Well, they said it has to because the sonic screwdriver, it was before the sonic screwdriver.
Yeah. And the TARDIS is clearly an early TARDIS. You know, so basically, let's distill this down. What they're saying is, before the Doctor was William Hartnell, the Doctor was Ruth.
Apparently. Or somewhere in that time frame. But they make sure they scan the both Doctors multiple times so you know they're the same person. It happens. They scan each other, or she scans. The new one scans herself and her. The Judoon, everybody keeps scanning both of them, just so you make sure you understand that it's the same person.
Yes. So let's think about the ramifications here and what I think is actually going on. And I gotta tell you, I mean, at this point, I have checked out on Doctor Who so much that I can't even if I was gonna be angry, I can't really be angry. I'm like, I was just like, oh, of course that's
it's like, well, you know, whatever you think would be the most
trollish,
that, you know, extreme leftist way to handle the Doctor is exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah,
and this is somebody from people who lean left. I'm just saying.
No, yeah. So exactly what they are doing. Okay, what they did with this episode. For all the people complaining about the Doctor regenerating into a woman, they're like, well, you know, the Doctor's been a white male the entire duration of his run, and all of a sudden,
that's problematic now.
Yeah. So now to case build, they're going to say, well, we just retconned it so the Doctor was a woman of color before she was even the first Doctor, probably. We don't know where she fits on the timeline. Now, there are supposedly, possibly, maybe other versions of the Doctor that have been talked about before, that they did flashbacks in the Brain of Morbius, where they had supposedly had like 8 other white male incarnations of the Doctor, and it, they never really made a whole lot of it. But what has happened is, I think, just to troll the vocal fans who were against Jodie Whittaker's casting, they doubled down and said, we're going to make the very first Doctor, or an earlier version of the Doctor, a black woman, so now neener.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't make sense. And it's like, when you have your audiences jumping ship right and left, because mostly because people are thinking the stories suck and they're tired of being preached at. It doesn't matter who the Doctor is. It's just the stories have been sucky and the preachiness is off the charts. What do? You double down. That's clearly what you should do.
That is exactly.
They're setting this up for precedence for later, is what they're doing.
Yeah, they're basically going to be
retconning everything.
Well, they have been, because they've been retconning everything with Doctor Who. In the last couple of years, it started with Matt Smith's era, where he talked about, I think the Corsair was the one Doctor he found the arm or something from, and said, he was this way when he was a man, and then when he was a woman, he was very, very naughty. So they set the precedent that the Doctor, could technically generate into a male or female, or some Time Lords could. And then Missy, of course, Missy, it's like, the Master already regenerated into a woman, so the Doctor...
I'm sorry, but Missy's the best Master.
Yeah, Missy is really good.
That's the way there is.
So Missy could regenerate. And then they did it with, Capaldi got the line in there about, the future being female, all female.
But I don't care. Okay, here's my thing. I don't care about the Doctor being female so much as I do about the fact that they went and retconned it to make it so, which annoyed me. And then it's not just because she's female, but now with it came shitty episodes that were all about preaching and not about having a good story. And that's what makes me mad, because it's like, then people are looking at this thinking doctors that are female suck. And it doesn't necessarily mean that would be the case. She could have been a really good Doctor had she been given stuff to work with that was decent. I mean, I think the actress herself is all on board with this from interviews and stuff. Yeah. She's all about it. But I'm just saying, there could have been a really, really good female Doctor and it would have been awesome. But the stories, made that, it's kind of like with Capaldi. I think Capaldi could have been a better Doctor had he been given better stories. I think his stories are really what, made him not so good. But it's nothing about the actress so much, other than the fact that, she's kind of pushing this agenda crap too. But a female Doctor could have been good. Yeah. If done properly.
Well, here's where this is a mixed bag, because this actually, aside from the major retcon, this probably felt the most like old school Doctor Who. And then all of a sudden, so we knew it was too good to be true. And actually the way that they did that is they sidelined the companions, because I'm sorry, the companions are boring and they're kind of dead weight.
They are.
And you didn't realize how boring they were until they put them up agast Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
It was like, we've had so much better than this crew. They're so boring.
Jack is just like, I still love him. He's my favorite. But they only brought him back because they were making it feel like an old episode, trying to get the fans back.
Yes.
As they tried to make all these retcons and changes and shove them in there. But while you're distracted and dazzled by Jack, while you're distracted and dazzled by the Judoon, while you're distracted and dazzled by how the fact it feels like an old Doctor Who episode, like when they were good.
Yeah.
But they're trying to shove these retcons in while they do it.
Major retcons. So this is another, I just want to point this out, because people keep saying that YouTube is not a good source for information. This was leaked a while ago. Like I said, we talked about it. I think Nerdrotic talked about it. I'm not sure where it came from originally, but there were people on the set of Doctor Who or working at the BBC who said this is what's coming down the pipeline. Mm-hmm. They're going to retcon the Doctor, so the Doctor has been a woman before, and the Doctor has probably either been born a woman or has been a woman in multiple iterations that we didn't hear about before. And sure as hell, that's what they did. Mm-hmm. And again, like you said, it's that they're greasing the retcon with member berries, trying to get you back on board, and then they're going to hit you with this. And the Radio Times, of course, the media is going to be all about this. They're going to be like, this is great. Chris Chibnall majestically blows.
Majestically
blows a hole.
Majestically blows sounds right. You could have stopped right there.
Chris Chibnall majestically blows a hole in the Time Lords mythology, and I'm loving it.
Well, I don't really care if you're loving it. I think it's dumb.
So you go down and they basically talk about how
great.
Yeah, Jack was great. And we only saw him for like 2
I only watch this episode because of Jack. I don't watch any Doctor Who now because I quite frankly hate it. I used to love it. I hate it. But Jack's my favorite character, so I did watch it just to watch Jack.
So this is where things are going to go. So you thought there was a fight over Jodie Whittaker being the Doctor, and now it's going to escalate. It's going to escalate because...
Oh, they're already calling you racist if you don't
Yes,
like
they are. This is coming from the Radio Times. 5-star review for this episode of Doctor Who. A big welcome to Doctor Who, Joe Martin. I'm kind of chuckling at the image of any racists out there spitting feathers that at last we have a black doctor, and any misogynist choking over the sight of 2 female doctors on screen.
Because, of course, if you don't like it because it doesn't fit with Doctor Who, it automatically makes you racist and misogynist. Was this written by a woman?
I don't know. Probably a dude. Who knows?
Oh, it's a dude. It's always either a woman or a dude who's trying really hard to be like, look how pro-woman I am.
And oh yes, this new one is not only a second female doctor, but mind-bendingly also now the first female doctor, somehow predating Jodie Whittaker.
We don't know that.
We don't know.
Because they said there was a doctor, a female version, but we don't know. Maybe there was 10 doctors that were female before that she became a dude. We don't know this. Maybe she got tired of being a woman and decided to be a man. Oh, that'll blow the minds of people like this author, wouldn't it?
So not only did because who knows? Because maybe it's a case of she's like, yeah, I don't want to be a black woman. I'm going to be a white man for the next 2,000 years or whatever. So many fans will be declenching their sphincters, trying to bash this mystery woman somewhere into the programming's timeline. 1,
not a man. 2, I don't even watch Doctor Who because I think these new episodes suck so bad. 3, not a racist. And 4, I'm definitely not a misogynist. And I still think you're full of shit. Just saying.
The BBC was wrong, and this could be the revival the program desperately needed.
Oh, this is not gonna do. This is not gonna bring. What are the reviews on this one?
I don't know yet. Let's go out to Rotten Tomatoes and see. I actually avoided spoilers. I did accidentally find out that Jack Harkness was going to be in this one.
That's the only reason I watched it.
But I had no idea that they were going to retcon.
I bet you it goes up, and for a couple of reasons. One, because it felt like an old Doctor Who episode, and they're going to take that as, oh my god, look, it's amazing now. Everybody loves it. 15%. Is that overall or just this episode?
This is overall for the season. 16 hours ago. 15 hours ago. Everybody's going on. Yeah, I'm female. Okay, gender swap pro tip. But this is
Missy. Missy was done right.
Missy was done right.
I have no problem with gender. I mean, I personally don't think you should just gender bend characters to make them diverse. I think you should write new damn characters, which everybody who watched our show knows that.
Yeah.
But Missy was done really well, and if it had gone the way of Missy, I would have been completely fine with it. But they didn't. They just turned her into this preachy, pain in the ass that you don't even want to watch. It's like not even fun to watch it anymore.
Here, look, I've tried. It looks like, did they shut this down because the last audience scores were like 15, 12 hours ago? Fugitive completely destroyed it. Yeah, Orphan 55 was a complete joke, but Fugitive completely destroyed it for me. I am done. Breaks my heart. This is what the show has become.
Oh, commented by a woman. Just want to point that out. That's a woman who said so.
This is going to be, I thought that Orphan 55 was going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for the Doctor Who fandom. But this is like, I'm sorry. This had no real story reason. This is basically them just giving a double middle finger to the old school fans who've been complaining about Jodie Whittaker. Well, let's just double down, triple, quadruple down on it.
And then that load of crap authors, they're already case building. Obviously a shield. If you don't like it, it's because you're racist, misogynist.
Yeah.
There isn't there's never a reason if you don't like it, it's because maybe you don't appreciate these kind of storylines. No, it's automatically you're a racist, misogynist. Because that is, for all these articles, look how superior I am intellectually and morally. They all use lowest hanging fruit as their justification for why everybody's bad if they don't agree.
I also want lowest hanging fruit and lazy writing. I want to point out Picard. Both Picard and this episode of Doctor Who use the same trope. I've lost help. I've lost my memories, and I'm just a helpless girl, and I've lost my memories, but somehow I'm activated and I know Kung Fu. This happened both on Picard and Doctor Who in the same week.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, come on, guys. I wish I could feel something, but I'm so detached. I've basically mentally become detached from the show.
I don't even like the other woman as a doctor because she's so not like the doctors we've seen before. that it doesn't feel real. Like she's kind of like an asshole. I'm sorry, but she is.
Maybe that's
like she's very arrogant compared to a lot of doctors. I think the arrogance. So not only they make her a woman, another woman, and they made her black, which is fine. They turned around. Well, they turned around and made her really arrogant too. And kind of snotty.
How they'll explain it is that was my younger self, and I've come a long way since then. So basically, then what message are you sending? I evolved into white men for 2,000 years? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically what,
But don't worry, I fixed it now.
But I fixed it
now.
Now
that Hollywood's demanding this kind of culture, I fixed it by, gender swapping a character again.
And here's the other thing. This is the other big question, again, talking about the YouTube leaks. So we've got Captain Jack, we've got the Judoon. The other big rumor was that she would cross paths with David Tennant.
Oh, yeah.
And spend all of her time with David Tennant lecturing him about his toxic masculinity.
Right. And you notice how they brought the character of Jack in because people don't have a problem with Jack because he likes everybody, and so he's not problematic.
Yeah, but also so weird. Like I said, when you put Jack Harkness and John Barrowman in the same room as the companions, it becomes so painfully obvious
that they're not John Barrowman.
Yeah,
it's very much so.
And how much fun the companions were. If you had Catherine Tate back on the show.
Oh my God, I love Catherine Tate.
Gillian back on the show. The companions have definitely...
They have a lot more personality.
They're so bland.
And I do like it because Jack's like, there's 3 of you I have dreamed about this once. I love him so much. I do. So for all your, I'm some kind of, misogynist, anti whatever. He's my favorite character.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's definitely, LGBTQ. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think he's plus.
I think he's a plus.
He's plus ultra. He's LGBTQ.
Plus ultra.
Plus ultra.
He's my favorite character of all time. It's funny because then the other our go-to argument is, but after calling you racist and misogynist, it's a show for children. It's not for you. And I'm like, yes, because I know every time I watch one of those kids' cartoons, the ones that kids actually watch. Anytime kids watch things like Paw Patrol or PJ Masks or one of those shows, you have to watch out for all the misogyny and racism because it's a kid's show.
Actually, Paw Patrol has been accused
I know it has, misogyny.
Misogyny, because the girl dog flies a plane, but she's sidelined or something. I don't know what the deal is.
She has like one of the coolest vehicles that she does, but she's not as popular as the boys. So there's 2 girl dogs now, though.
Oh, there's 2. Okay.
I haven't watched it in a while because my kids never were into it. I'm just saying there's only 2 examples I could think of off the top of my head. But they're at the end of the day, it's not for you. It's for children. So you don't get to sit here and get butthurt about racism and misogyny because it's for children.
So yeah. There it is, guys. Big, major, possible, unless they undo it, but I don't see them undoing it because the problem is you're gonna have people complain about them undoing it. Like, you made the Doctor a woman of color and then you took it away. No,
I think they're case building for making the next Doctor
anything. They're basically case building that the Doctor can be anything at this point by retconning the past. But the thing is, you don't have to retcon the past to make that the new mandate, especially since the Doctor got a new regeneration cycle. You can just say, oh, new regeneration cycle, new rules. It's simple as that.
But what's happening is, whether or not you say that, doesn't change the fact that your audiences are just falling off a cliff. And it's not about racism. It's not about misogyny. It's about shitty episodes that are boring. And then people, are tired in general of being told what they should and shouldn't think. Most people are decent people. Most people are not, haters. They're not misogynists. They're not racist. They're not, troll. Most people are not. The majority of people are good people who don't fall into any of those categories. But they don't need you to hold their hand and tell them, you have to be careful so you don't turn into these people. Because even people who aren't those people are getting accused of being those people because they don't like these episodes. You'd go to these to escape this bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Doctor Who, which is funded by public money, I guess, now is going full-on edutainment, school marm, magic school bus. They're retconning it, and and it's weird in a way because, like I said, this felt the most like old school Who of any of Series 11, but they only did that to make the medicine go down a little easier. They put the pill in the ice cream. So there's going to be a ton of backlash, I think, about this the coming weeks, years, months. And, they're going to blame the usual go-tos They already are.
Yeah, they already started.
It's already started. Radio Times already. Like, I'm just delighted that all the racists and the misogynists are going to have a problem with this.
And it's like, well, I'm just delighted that your numbers keep falling off a cliff because people don't like it. It has nothing to do with racism or misogyny.
But it will. It will.
Oh,
That'll be the official story.
That'll
be the official story. Never mind that you just, again, blew Doctor Who. You blew a hole in the mythology for no good reason other than to put in some politics.
Pretty much.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll have more videos later today. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.